Hello everyone. It's it's been a while. I think the last time I played or uploaded something to my channel, it was 4 weeks ago, or at least the time of this recording. And I have no doubt it will be more than that. But I guess at this point a part of me doesn't really care. I don't know, I guess I was hoping this may feel silly. I was hoping the videos would get at least 1 or 2 views. If you look at them right now, my first one has 17, which is a fucking lie, because at least as far as I can deduce, all of those are from some form or another me poking or prodding at the video to, see that it worked, and rewatch it myself to see if there's any other errors or whatnot. And all the other videos are something similar. And I guess now part of me just screw it. I want to continue doing this, even if no one else sees it. And I think even if no one else sees it, maybe I can just use this as a journal, I guess. Not worry about people seeing it or anything like that. I tried journaling elsewhere, and I feel like there's a massive difference between feeling like it's something that you're going to bury. You write something down or you make something and then you bury it. No one's going to find it. No one else is going to see it. And then versus maybe you write in a book or something and leave it just lying around. Maybe someone will pick it up and find it. Maybe they won't. Maybe someone will pick it up and find it and massively misunderstand the contents. Or maybe they'll understand. And while I imagine even the latter two are absolute pipe dreams, I want to try anyway. And something I did want to also try was, I don't know, a while ago I did play some Minecraft VR, and I feel like the experience is vastly different from just Minecraft on PC. For, I think, reasons I'll get into shortly. But for right now, I will say I did kind of want to get rid of the other world, mainly because the limitation of what blocks I couldn't break kind of left. I think it meant for an interesting survival mechanic and situations, but it did mean that if I wasn't able to sleep, there was a lot of time where I would just be twiddling my thumbs or not really doing much. And especially if, say, you set up your house in a cave somewhere and there wasn't really a lot of room to really work with or mold and you couldn't really make it yours, I think it makes for, interesting survival feeling, but not the best if you, want to make a home base that you feel comfortable in. At least if you're trying to make something inside of the earth in the early game. So I ended up scrapping that mod, or at least I'm not really going to use it. Oh boy, I don't know if this will catch on camera, but okay, every now and then trying to do stuff makes Minecraft freeze up, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, just in case something happens, which sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And then, oh, whoops, not reset setting, preset. I think just alpha. Just alpha's fine. And then I think that should be everything. I like having my... You know what? Not this time. Oh my... You know what? This time I'm not even going to edit that out. I'm just going to let it be. If there's something really bad, I'll edit it out, but... basically what that was is I have an alarms set up. Things like... some of them are on my PC, some of them are on my phone, and it's usually just... remember to eat. Remember to go sleep, but tonight I'm... I guess pretty insomniac. And I just felt like, well, maybe doing something like this will help me untangle my head, and I can get some rest. And I think for now I'll just select I am human. And Minecraft. Now, something you might notice, the world is pretty big. Like, even this block is pretty big. And I think the idea is I'm supposed to be standing while I'm doing this, but right now I'm sitting. And while there is VR options to change up things like calibrate height, and I think even stuff, yeah, specifically for VR. The problem is, at least my understanding, is while you're sitting or have it in sitting mode, you can't use your controllers. You can only use the keyboard. What's the point then? So, I'm just doing this, and I'm pretty certain there is a way. Pretty doggone certain that there is a way to adjust my height so that I am a little bit taller. But I actually kind of like being like a very small, I guess, creature in this world because everything looks way more big and imposing. Like, look at that. That is just a 2-block tall tree, but it looks so, I don't know, just grand. Just look at that. I can totally imagine having like a tree of that size just outside my house. And imagine, so even just something like this. I don't know. I imagine it's not going to do much justice if you're watching this on YouTube, but for some reason, seeing just that in VR just feels, I cannot explain how or why or what. Other than that, there is a few other changes I've made to the pack. One is I would really like to keep like at least my button presses to a minimum, or not button presses, but like this, like just looking at a block and then doing that, because I like the idea of being able to just every single individual block I break myself with my own bare hands. Well, and then hopefully tools, but it will feel like I'm doing it all with my own bare hands. That does mean that chopping down trees is going to be a bit of a pain, because I don't know if you've noticed, but what with me being short and all, let's say if I wanted to break these leaves right here. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. So, if I were to try to break down this tree, I would be able to get the first 2 logs. And that would be it. I would have to tower up to get the rest. So, to make this easier on myself, I added a mod that I don't know if it will trigger. I really hope it does. But it should make it. Okay, no it doesn't. I might just have to figure out something. But what's supposed to happen is, I think I need an X for it. It's not vein miner or excavation, but I think it's like tree feller or something. I'll have to check in a minute when I'm actually a bit more secured in my environment. There we go. But the idea is, as you break down a tree, it will. Oh, I need 3 just even for like a basic tool. Shoot. But the idea is it will find the farthest away log and sort of teleport that to whatever block you're hitting. And that's like a way to sort of much more easily harvest trees in VR. It's not meant for VR, but I find it very useful, and I wish there was other mods for like other blocks like it. Like, imagine if that was for like just, I guess, any other block like dirt or stone. I I'm pretty certain like only me and then like a handful of other people would use it. But I really, oh whoops, not that one. I really do like the idea of vein, basically vein miner, but your actual like effectiveness of your tools and like the speed that they harvest is still a concern, because it's like there's at the end of the day, if you have vein miner, there's nothing really stopping you from just building 10,000 stone shovels and being able to dig up a massive crater in about 30 seconds total. But if you still had to dig up each individual block, but it wasn't like you could just turn your brain off much more and just do the process and it would still dig itself out, I think that'd be nice. I probably wouldn't use it nowadays, but I know for a long time when I was playing modded Minecraft, I really wanted something that did that. Get this. And then I do kind of like the little hotbar on my arm. But yeah. Now that we do have one additional challenge. I may be short, but I find trying to break blocks that are below me, like let's say that, I want to break that. I would need to like lean down like this, make sure there's nothing in the way, which right now there's a blanket, because it does get a little cold down here. This kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie, being hunched over and trying to break coal. So I think for those, I might just be a lazy piece of shit and just use the cursor. Or not the cursor, but that. I'll just do that instead. And, oh, that's... What the heck? Let me out. That was weird. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe VR got a little wonky, or I accidentally displaced myself in blocks and the game was like, whoa, wait, you are inside of the earth. This changes the collision. This changes some things. I think at least something I find really fascinating about Minecraft VR is also like the way you sort of move. Like, at least if I want to turn my camera, I just take my right stick and just whoop. And there is modifications to make it so that you do just like turn at an angle, so that if you just flick it to the left, it will like spin you that like a certain amount of degrees you can toggle. I have just free camera, so I can just go wee and just do whatever I want. I would imagine there's quite a few people out there that would not like that, and wouldn't even like seeing that on just a flat YouTube screen. I don't know what it is. I have a theory, but we'll get to that. I don't know what it is, but I swear I have some kind of like seasickness, VR sickness immunity, so I can just go this. Whoa, 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 and not really feel much of anything. That was incredibly stupid. I bet people are gonna love experiencing that. Anyway, I guess another thing is, if I actually want to move around my character, let's say if I'm keeping my hand just still, and I press forward on the stick, and then back, I go forward and backward as you expect. But let's say if I turn my hand this way, if I go back or tug the analog stick that direction, I go in the same direction, despite the same thing when my hand is turned, going back this way. So then, and it does seem to kind of like also change as I move my hand. Like, I'm not changing my hand at all. I'm not changing when I'm doing the stick. I'm just moving my hand around, and that changes where I'm moving. This, for me, feels really weird to get used to, especially if I'm trying to like spin around, and I'm also, maybe looking at something else, have my hand pointing at a specific direction I'm not fully conscious of, press a stick, and I'm expecting to go this way, and all of a sudden I go that way. There might be something in the settings to toggle that. Oh boy. There might be something in the settings to toggle that, but I'm not fully aware of what those are at the current moment. And I really should be getting stone rather than just yapping. Yapping. But I will be honest, I'm not gonna talk about just rainbows and sunshines. I know in the very first episode I mentioned like, oh, I felt like they were all missing something, and I'm gonna be completely honest with all of you that are listening or watching or whatever. I had felt like a lot of them just got very personal. Like a lot of them were talking about being an adult, the struggles of being an adult, the struggles of dealing with, I don't know, autism, or just still enjoying video games because God forbid people enjoy things when they were a kid and then still feel like, yeah, I like these things as an adult. I still would like to partake in these things. And I don't know. I feel like after the pandemic, we would have gotten a little bit less uptight about all this. But that just doesn't seem to have happened. And there we go. Now we've got ourselves. There we go. And I do have fast leaf decay. Okay. Nice. And then there's not really much of a way to place blocks without just doing that. At least I don't think there's a VR motion equivalent. You might be able to set one up, but I do not offhand know what that would be. And we're just gonna do this. Okay. I may not have a sword yet, but I do have plenty of materials for torches. So for now, everything should be fine. And I think for now, I'm just going to take some dirt. And we're just gonna do this. Maybe this, just for now, and because baby zombies still exist, even though my brain is like, no, this is alpha. This is Minecraft alpha. There's no baby zombies. There's no, I don't know, phantoms. Well, I actually do have a specific mod to turn those off because I was like, I kind of want to not rely on beds, and that's going to mean getting rid of phantoms. And I'm going to be honest, I play so slowly in this game. I don't think I've really, oh my god, I don't think I have really beaten the Ender Dragon legitimately in vanilla once. I've probably done it in modded once or twice. I just don't get around to it. I never get to the point where I've got like enchanted diamond gear and I'm just like gung ho, like let's go kill the Ender Dragon and get elytras and knife and chorus fruit. And I forget what else is in the end. I think there is quite a few, like maybe chests that will have like enchanted diamond gear or something, and like that's pretty cool. But I don't know. I just never got around to it. Or got around to dealing with it. I just kind of stayed in the overworld. Like I think I never even really make it to the Nether unless I like am really bored or really need something from there. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like I do play Minecraft in a very strange, maybe not really a strange way, just very slow way. And I think it's also why I really like just doing like the VR, because this feels slow. I'm sure anyone can tell you, like, just the difference between using a keyboard and mouse and be able to just whip around, break blocks, grab them, and place them down is, like, you add VR to the mix and everything becomes so much more cumbersome, because it's like you're not just looking at a block and clicking it. You actually have to lift up your arm and slam it down repeatedly just to break one block. And if you want to, say, get a stack of cobblestone, you need to do this 64 times. And all of a sudden, it's not just as simple as turning off your brain and holding left mouse button. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I find this a very fascinating way of playing, especially since, at least like for me, whenever I would make a home base, I always just end up going function over. Oh, excuse me, function over form. And can I stop like something? Feels like half burp, half whatever. No one wants to. What was I talking about? Shoot, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Oh, right. My base would always be like just function over form. I wouldn't really make anything that felt very interesting or fancy. But then I've kind of felt like, now I'm in VR. I kind of need like, I'll kind of like be in a space and feel like, this place needs a little bit more maybe room or, well, space because it's feeling a bit claustrophobic. Or maybe I would feel like, I actually would kind of like it if I don't know, maybe after like I come home after a long exploration or mining trip, maybe I do kind of feel like, I wish there was like a couch over there I could just kind of crash on for a second, even if it's like completely meaningless because I don't, it's not a physical couch, but it feels like I can put like much more life into my bases and my builds, and I still don't quite yet know how I'm gonna really do projects. I am probably gonna have episodes where I just am not in VR and I just have the VR mode turned off, and it's probably gonna be when I'm actually like maybe when I'm building things, but definitely if I'm just like using like a lot of menus, like I'm just maybe transferring items to the chest and trying to manage inventories and menus and shit in VR is an actual fucking horrible experience. Like Jesus Christ, if you at least for me, it feels like if you ever wonder why they try to minimize any kind of menu use in VR, it's usually because trying to navigate like all of this and like all of the crafting and just all of this in VR is a way more miserable experience than it is if you have full access to just a mouse and keyboard and you can just. But that's besides the point. I need to place this here, and I don't think I can. At least, okay, like I can't hit it with my hand, but I should be able to hit it with my pickaxe because it gives me just a little bit more reach. And that does feel a little strange because normally, even without VR, I would try to make my spaces 3 blocks tall because 2 blocks tall felt claustrophobic, but because I'm extra short, 2 blocks tall feels like it's everything I need. That's a necessity. But I'm gonna try to keep the theme of, there we go, 3 blocks tall. And I probably should swap over to a stone pickaxe here pretty soon. If nothing else, I should probably actually take a little moment because I have been talking a lot and doing a lot of swinging my arm around. I do sometimes wish I could share this experience with someone. It does feel like I'm not. There is like alpha and like more like classical Minecraft like Discord servers and whatnot. It's like maybe I should just go meet there. And it does feel like I do try some places, but they're never like the kind of places that are really meant for what I'm looking for. They are more so just, find some people to play a game with. But if you are into the more specialized stuff, like I am, then it's obviously not going to be the best tally to see what kind of people you find that, you're going to actually find stuff you can play together and enjoy rather than just, the 20th person who wants to play Valorant. Nothing against that game. It feels like there is so many people like me on, it could be just because I'm on Discord. I could be a fucking idiot for trying to find people on Discord, which is absolutely a possibility. But it just feels like there's so many people on there that just want to play like Valorant, Overwatch, Fortnite, any of those like competitive multiplayer games that I don't know, I just can't get behind. I don't think I necessarily dislike them per se, because I did have a group of people I played like a bit of Fortnite not super long ago, and I thought that was fun, especially if, getting kills, getting good gear, and actually winning. But it did definitely feel like there was plenty of times where even after just one match, I'd need to stop because it felt like my heart was running a million miles an hour, and I just would really need to. I literally had to stop sometimes because I was like, okay, guys, I feel like my heart is going to fucking explode. We should probably stop. I have no idea if there's something like fucking wrong with my heart or whatever, but it just really feels like I'm only 26 years old and I can't fucking handle Fortnite. It is way, way too much. I need to. Oh shoot! I should probably get some kind of mod that adds like those buttons where I can instantly like just drop stuff in and out of a chest. I don't remember what the mod is called. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna know what I'm talking about. And I am fully aware I did talk about how no one watches these, but I don't think there's much point in me really, saying that every single time I slip up and say, oh, someone in the audience is going to recognize this. May as well just enjoy the time. Enjoy the time and just enjoy some Minecraft. Okay. I'm not sure if there even was any mobs. At least I didn't hear anything. If this has been on peaceful this whole time, I'm going to be really... Oops. I'm still trying to... Yep, we're on normal. Okay. I don't have hunger, so can't tell that way. But at least it does mean food isn't an immediate problem. It does become a problem later on, but for now we are completely set. And I probably should get some wood while it's daylight. I can get stone and coal all fucking night, but wood is gonna be a bit of a commodity for a little bit. At least until I can get some kind of farm up and running. And even then, I kind of want to replicate something I did in the previous world. Not in the previous world I was recording, but at least in this mod. Oh yeah, there's some feathers. Okay, so zombies are spawning. Because zombies once dropped feathers. I don't know why, they just did. And now it's back. I don't fully remember what I was talking about. Wood farm. Oh yeah. I guess something I did that was just kind of silly, but I thought was pretty funny, was I made like a massive dirt staircase over like water, and then just built a massive platform that was just nothing but like four... Was it 4 blocks? No, I think it was just 1 block of dirt with a torch on it, and then a sapling on top of it. Really just because if I was trying to harvest these 1 block tall trees, I wouldn't have to waste time digging up the leaves. And hopefully that'll be exactly enough. I'm pretty sure, make it faster and add some water to each one, but I kind of feel like if you make the farm big enough, those trees are probably going to come back faster than you can chop them down. So, why bother? Why the fuck bother, right? More saplings, okay. I think I have one group of people that I was playing mod Minecraft a little bit. I don't know. I kind of hate how it did feel like at least there was a person there that initially introduced me to that group of friends, and it felt like they were interested in playing something from 1.7.10 version of Minecraft. And that version's pretty old. There's plenty of like very hot topic or hot name mods that are not available for that version. And I was like, you know what? I'm fine with that. It's been a long while. Let's do some 1710. And it feels like for a few days he was trying to stitch up something together that he thought was interesting. And I think at the time I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm just fine with whatever. I'm down with just playing some Minecraft with somebody. And then I don't know what happened. I think it was because his friends like kept dissuading him and were like, "Oh, let's like use the newer version and the newer mods." But he had specific mods from the 1.7.10 version he wanted to play, and they didn't really understand that. So after a while, it kind of pushed him away, and I think one day he just kind of up and either blocked or removed everybody. I could still message him, but my understanding is just one day he just kind of packed his bags and left, including like just left everybody, including, well, I guess me, even though it just felt like, I don't know, it's just this kind of feeling of like, what did I do? I still want to do 1.7.10. I'd still be willing to play. And I don't know, it's a whole can of worms right there. If someone blocks you without any prior, warning or message or conversation about it, then what are you supposed to take away? That you're a horribly toxic person, not worth talking to? Or that they are people who can't handle well, maybe not necessarily can't, but just don't know how to handle conflict. And it certainly seems like there's a lot of talk on the internet for, backing up the latter, but then it feels like if you do actually talk to any, actual, I don't know, people in the medical health, mental health, not medical health, mental health field, then it feels like it's the same of, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Sucks, but don't worry about it. And I think I'm inclined to agree. At least it, obviously if you do talk about something really weird or controversial, then okay, maybe it is, perfectly valid if someone blocks you right away, but just I don't know. And I've certainly had other friends like that where just it felt like we were friends. I really enjoyed talking with them. Maybe I was too overbearing or clingy. I don't know. And one day just blocked. No conversation, no ultimatum, just bye. Not even a goodbye message. I would just find out one day because I tried to message them and Discord said, you are blocked. Well, okay, it doesn't happen often, but it's still just, you wish you knew, right? Just that feeling of what was I supposed to do differently? Am I just supposed to, or was there something I really could have done, just be a different person? Which I'd like to think that no, I'm okay. I don't need to be a different person. I'm content being me, and even if it means I only find one or two people that I can really connect with, that's okay. And I have managed to find another person. I do feel like I can just have those more, I guess, hurt conversations of something happened or I was thinking about this and it just really messed me up and I don't know what I feel. I don't know what I think. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm simultaneously 26 and 6 years old again. Thinking about things I'd really rather not. Feeling things I thought I had dealt with and didn't need to deal with anymore, but here we are. Here we are again. And I do hope, if you're watching this, I do hope you have someone like that. Someone that you can tell them whatever. You can tell them you had a bad day at school or work or whatever. And no matter how small or silly it may sound, they will just listen. They may not always understand. They may not always respond, but they get it. They just get it. Apple. Okay, almost nighttime again. I should probably start scattering around some more saplings. I'm not sure if there is like a mod doing it, but I swear saplings grow like wicked fast in this version. I feel like I recall planting tree farms in the more recent versions of Minecraft, even the modded ones, and I recall building, a tree farm here in this mod pack, and something's going on that makes it feel surprisingly fast. Like, I don't know how many trees I had planted in it, but I think I had like 20 trees, and that was fast enough where if there was like a full grove, by the time I chopped it down and had replanted the whole thing, the first tree would start like had already like one tree had already cropped back up. Go chop it down, turn around, 2 more crop back up, and chop those down, 4 more, and so on. And it's weird. It's kind of a weird feeling, really. Oh dear. Okay. We're going this way. Because I do not feel like... I'm pretty sure I wouldn't even really taken that much fall damage. But I don't really feel like... Well, I guess one taking fall damage of any kind, even if I do have pulse, which is really nice. Even if they don't stack. Also, apologies. This is my first video. I did do it like a test video, just to make sure like the whole sound thing was working and all that. And this is really a bit of a weird, I guess, experience. I'm trying to think how to further explains. Oh, even more. Alright, I could probably wall this off or something. How much dirt? I have no dirt. Alright. Let's for now brick this off. I'm gonna take a second and just relax. I know it really sounds silly of I am tired. Like, I feel physically tired from playing Minecraft in VR for however long 2 days is. Or, yeah, 2 days. But it's true. It is true. I do hope, that group of people that I was gonna or did play mod with and one person that left, I do hope they're all doing okay. I know it is easy to, someone just randomly blocks you and then just think, fuck them, but I don't know, I don't like doing that. Part of me doesn't. It doesn't feel healthy. I try to, I guess, sort of play apologist whenever someone hurts me like that. And it doesn't. It feels silly to say like, "Oh, they hurt me because they said they wanted to play Minecraft and then they didn't, and just block me." When. I do hope the group I played with. I did play with them a little bit. Last I checked, I think they were still even just trying to finalize the mod pack. They have it on like this whole server and everything that they're hosting or paying money to be hosted, so that way it'll always be up and people can just log on and play it whenever they please. And that was a while ago, it feels like. Then again, Brooke. Then again, I feel like, I don't know, I look back at my previous, like, when my previous video was uploaded 4 weeks ago, and my brain just feels like, that was 4 weeks ago? No, 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 that couldn't be. Oh, that's nice. Left trigger. Okay. Or not. Yeah, left trigger. Sorts inventory. That's nice. But I don't know. Oh, whoops. I think I have just been having some bad or rough patches. At least that seems to be the case whenever I look back and feel like, was that really like 2 weeks ago? Or even just a day ago? Is it really just yesterday? It feels so much longer than that. It feels like it's been, I don't know, a week? A month? Weeks? Or no. Like days feel like a few days feel like a week. A week feels like a month. A month feels like a year. Things from last year feel like they were just so far away. Entire lifetimes ago. I'm sure everyone relates to the feeling like 2020 and the whole coronavirus pandemic, just feeling like we have lived entire lifetimes since then. Entire lifetimes have passed. Um, I know I keep jumping around, and I think I did see somewhere, and here I go jumping off into something else. I initially wanted to talk about another thing. Was I heard somewhere like, oh, people that are neurodivergent will literally just, oh, we were talking about this thing, and that reminds me of this completely almost unrelated thing, and we'll just do that 5 or 6 times. And if you try to make a roadmap of where our conversations lead up or go and how we got there, they are actual fucking labyrinths. And yet at the same time, I kind of wish I had more people I knew how to have conversations like that with, or at least, yeah. I feel like I do know some people, but it does feel like you have to have the right kind of neurodivergence to do that or enjoy it. There's plenty of those I've seen that feels like they don't really like just other people in general, which, as much as a part of me does want to be like, oh, right, misanthropy bad, it's like if you have enough people, you know, hurt you in a given life, can you really be shocked that they don't want anything to do with them? Can you really? Can I? Can either of us? You have an animal that's been hurt bad enough. They don't want to deal with humans. Ever. Why should people be expected to be much different? Oops. Oh, for the love of... There we go. It's very nice that the auto sort is there. And I can just... This is very weird there's no, like, opening sound. I think I get it because they're initially... Oh. I didn't even put that. So I don't know if it's the mod pack or my resource pack or a combination thereof, but I'm pretty certain one of the things is the chests, like in the olden days, didn't open. They were just a static block. They didn't open, there was no sound, there was no nothing. I think that's been restored, but Vivecraft hasn't really gotten the memo, so it's kind of trying in its own way. Or at least I think that's what's going on, which I'm fine with. It does get a little bit take a little bit to get used to, and I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna get over that. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but Either way, uh, and I did enjoy playing the modded with that one group for a little bit. I I just it feels like there's so many mod packs and mods out there. They're just focused on like tech and like auto farming materials, and then being able to utilize those materials to get more materials. And Minecraft almost feels like it becomes kind of it almost feels like after that it kind of becomes an idle game with extra steps. Like you have to research. That was weird. Like you spend more time researching how to make machines work, and then have those do all the things for you. And then most of the game is just researching how to do stuff or setting them up. And after I have a little bit in times where I do kind of like that sort of thing. I certainly like kind of invasion, the mod pack invasion for 1.10.2 by Dark Ghosto. I kind of like for a similar reason, where it is a very techish mod pack where you are setting up machines and automation and whatnot. But I've always liked the feeling of you're doing it, and you're also influenced by the fact that you're being attacked by raiders, and they're like these humanesque mobs that can make or not make, but like break and place blocks, will go after the loot in your chests, are constantly spawning during the night and day. And it's just like, oh my god. And of course, they will try to do what they can to dig up into your base and take your stuff. And I always liked how it kind of felt like that really influenced the way I had to build my base. You can build defenses and shit, and you can build machines, but the bigger your base is, the more security holes there could be, and the more materials you might need to scale your base up and make it safe and secure. At some point, I think you can just build a sky base, and there is some things that make that a little bit harder than vanilla, but I'm not going to go into details here because I think most people that would be interested in that sort of mod pack would be okay. I'm sorry that I keep doing. Even that's like not making. Yeah. I imagine most people either know about that pack or wouldn't be interested in it. But I really haven't seen something like it since. At least that kind of like we're gonna focus on you are making, machines and whatnot, but you're also constantly trying to balance defenses and just, staying safe and not having your base taken over by raiders or blown up and shit. Kind of like, I guess, Factorio. The bigger your base got, at least my understanding is, the bigger your base got, the more powerful the bugs got if you weren't able to keep the smog away from them, and you'd have to constantly have turrets and shit to keep them away. Or do what Martin Cedo Pants, the Rainbow Frog guy, did and just made artillery trains and just blow up everything before your smog could even get to them. Which I think is a pretty cool idea. But I guess, yeah, it does kind of feel like just take Factorio and remove, like, the bugs and the hives and shit. That's what modern Minecraft becomes becomes after a while, and I never got really too into it. And it kind of felt like the group I was with, that was kind of all they were really focused on. There'd be times where we would go out and adventure, but it would kind of feel like outside getting maybe little trinkets that are like, oh, you no longer have hunger anymore, or you got like permanent speed boost or whatnot. There wasn't really anything to go out there and find. It was just, stay in your home base, setting up machines to do this, to process this resource, so you could do this, so you could make this machine, so you could research that thing, so that you could get into doing this mod, and it was just enough. I want to have an adventure, not play Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. And it does feel kind of hard to really make a Minecraft mod pack that doesn't end up being that. At least for me. Because I admit, I do have Create in here, and Create has a lot of very automated, stuff. but I really only got it because one, I kind of wanted copper to have a use. I'm pretty sure there is a mod available that make it so that copper can be used to make tools and shit. But I don't know how. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with create just yet. I know this. I know the cannon. There's like a cannon that you can make blueprints, and that cannon will actually construct what the blueprint is. Okay, I imagine most people probably wouldn't even know what I'm talking about, but Schematica. If anyone knows about Schematica, like back in I think it was 1.7.10 days, it might have been 1.12.2 days, whereas basically you can take any sort of structure or build, like say, take that tree. You can make a scan of it with Schematica, and it would save it as a file that you could, like, theoretically share across the internet, and someone else could load up that schematic file into the mod, have a little block that would show, I want to say, like, show the outline of how it was built, and would show you how many materials you would need, and you could build that whole thing from scratch. It was basically like a really cool way of importing builds, but you still had to, assemble the dang thing yourself. It was a really cool idea. The canon from create takes it one step further, where my understanding is you don't even need to really build a thing yourself. You just need to feed the materials, and it will build shit for you. Which, I mean, on one hand, does kind of take out the fun of having to actually, build the thing yourself. But I feel like it's a really cool way of like, hey, I want to maybe do some projects, but I'm not really that, I don't know, maybe that build savvy or whatever. Or maybe, at least I imagine, actually doing a lot of, bulk building in VR is probably not going to be very fun to do, especially since, yeah, and like I can crouch. I think no, is it right trigger, crouch. So no matter where I am or where my head is, I'm crouched. I will not fall off of this. But I don't know. I think you can probably tell that by, building in desktop, building in VR. One's going to be significantly faster than the other. It's just going to be, where is the sun? There is the sun. There is, in fact, the sun. I probably should get going soon. It's been almost an hour. And I'm probably just gonna end up doing more, I guess, like just splatter, not splatter. Scatterbrained. More scatterbrained, just rambles, and then I'll be talking about one thing, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, and this other thing that made me feel sad, even though just a second ago I was, perfectly fine, high energy or something like that. But I'm just going to be fucking all over the place because, fuck it. Just fuck it. Just fuck it. I do have a bunch of little mini ideas I want to do for projects. Some things I'm going to probably use the Canon for from Create. Some things might not. Some things I'll probably just be, just do it by hand. I know, like, for one thing, I do want to make, like, just a bunch of signs, and, like, maybe make, like, a post. It doesn't make much sense. Like, take fence, put it up, make, like, a plank of oak logs, not logs, planks, to make it look like a little bulletin board, and then just make like a tier list or something on it. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe Minecraft mods? I don't know. But I thought it'd be a fun idea. And I don't know, maybe should just do this all for me anyway, I suppose. Not really care what other people think. Shouldn't care what other people think. Yeah, it's probably about time to go to bed. Yes, and yes, this thing absolutely does have a clock. You just can't see it. I can see it because I'm actually magic. Yeah, not really. Anyways, you all have a good night.